Hi viewers, through this video let us discuss the famous grandfather paradox. The grandfather paradox is one of the most famous paradoxes available in science and astronomy. Accordingly, suppose that you are living in this universe, you invented a time machine or unintentionally you travel to the past where you met your grandfather who is as a young boy at that time. So you killed him or you are not allowing to meet him your grandmother. Then what happened? If your grandfather is killed or if your grandfather is not able to meet your grandmother, your father or your mother won't born. There was no chance for the birth of your father or your mother. If your father and mother was not there, how did you born? So if you are not born, who is the person who traveled to the past and killed the grandfather or separate the grandfather and grandmother? This is the grandfather paradox, the summary of the grandfather paradox. A paradox means a question. That question has an answer, but that answer again creates the questions. So we can't find the ultimate answer to the particular questions. That is what is called the paradox. There are many paradoxes in science and physics, but the grandfather paradox is one of most popular paradox in science as well as astronomy. According to the grandfather paradox, we cannot able to travel to the past. Most of the scientists explain that traveling to the past, time traveling to the past is impossible due to grandfather paradox and other similar paradoxes, because by traveling to past may cause the differences in the timeline. So if a small or a petty change is made to the timeline and the nature of the universe will collapse. So traveling to the past is not possible. It will be never possible because of the grandfather paradox. This is the argument and accepted theory of most of the scientists, but there are some other scientists who make two other argument. Accordingly, the first one is many world theory or multiverse theory. According to this theory, when you travel to the past and separate your grandfather and grandmother and not letting your mother or father to born, through which you also not able to born, then what happened? That create another universe. So that is the one where you have traveled and separate your grandfather and grandmother and not letting your birth to occur is one universe. It is parallel to the universe in which you are living in the future, from where you have traveled to the past. So you have traveled from one universe to another universe and you made some changes in another universe. So that universe will be going according to that physical laws towards the future without affecting the current universe that you are living in the future. So likewise, whatever changes you are making or whatever changes made to this each and every event of this universe will create another universe parallel to the current one. This is the multiverse or parallel universe theory that gives the answer for the grandfather paradox, but that theory is not proved and it is not seems to be scientifically proved. It is still being as a hypothesis. Another theory or argument by some scientists for the grandfather paradox is self-consistency principle. According to this self-consistency principle, the time adjusts itself. Even though you travel to the past, you kill your grandfather or you separate your grandfather and grandmother, the time allows them to meet in any way. In whatever way, the time will adjust itself and time will give the chance to meet your grandfather and grandmother and get unite and produce your parents and produce yourself. So the smoothness of running of this universe will not be affected even though we are able to travel to the past and make some changes. This is what self-consistency principle. Whatever the theories are there as an explanation for the grandfather paradox, this is one of the most popular paradox in physics and astronomy. Through this video, we have brought you a simple explanation about the grandfather paradox. Please be joined with us and subscribe this channel for more similar videos about physics and astronomy and especially about James Webb updates. Thank you very much.